And granted, a faith walk is not an easy walk, but it's a doable walk. Okay, so I just want to take a minute to just praise God in all his wonderful glory. Right now, I am a living testimony of being at a place, a job that honestly is testing me, is building character. Long story short, there's been a lot of drama, but at the end of the day, like honestly, the praise and worship this morning, how God has been showing me things. I'm so accustomed to actually hearing him speak, but he's been showing me instead of speaking verbally, showing me the promises that he has for me and how he's covering and protecting me. And in the midst of a crazy week, in the midst of a crazy month, a very crazy season, he is just showing up and showing out and providing opportunity, giving hope. And I'm hoping that this is, even if it's just for one person, like you feel completely inspired that God can do amazing and wondrous things. Take the time to look at the small details. I'll share really briefly. Like honestly, just last week, there was a moment in time where I was feeling stressed. I was feeling completely stressed. I was on my way to work and things just really weren't looking very hopeful. I mean, the grand scheme of things, like hope is always there, but in and of that microscopic moment, I was so hyper focused on the negative, and God just came through. He showed up. And it's kind of interesting because he's been showing me a lot of the times people that are in worse circumstances than myself. At the moment that I come to him and I humble myself and I just submit my cares to him. And he did the same thing just last week, where I come out of the metro here in Washington, D.C., on my way walking to work, and there's this older gentleman, old enough to be someone's grandfather, and he's holding this little 3-4-year-old toddler's hand. And what's interesting about him is he's blind. He's blind, and he's trusting God to lead him throughout life. Even if he isn't a Christian and he isn't necessarily trusting God to lead him, God is still the source that's leading and guiding and covering him. And it was just so instrumental because at the end of the day, I was just like, Rishima, honestly, you can continue to focus on this negativity, or you can focus on what's positive, what's going on great in your life. You can literally count your blessings. And how silly of you if you have less faith than a blind man. You have natural sight. And granted, a faith walk is not an easy walk, but it's a doable walk. And the thing of it is, you don't have to do it by yourself because God is walking with you. So be encouraged, and until next time.